It's taken 73 years for them to give us the prequel for The Wizard of Oz. Let us hope that it does not take them nearly as long to give us Ghostbusters 3. Oz the Great and Powerful comes from the beloved director of The Evil Dead and the semi-beloved director of Spider-Man trilogy. Same guy, different franchises. The story is set prior to the original 1939 classic and tells the tale in optional 3D how the man behind the curtain in the original movie came to be in Oz. Now, a lot of people took a look at this trailer. There were two, right? Yeah. Anyways, a lot of folks took a look at the trailer and said to themselves, wow, could this look any more like Alice in Wonderland? It was a pretty big concern, and I am among many who is not a fan of Tim Burton's CGI rot version. And speaking of CGI, there's a lot in here. Like a lot. It did take away from the experience for me, and I am very glad I did not see this in 3D, because there are some very blatantly obvious made for 3D moments in this film, and when you see them in 2D, they just come off as dumb and stupid. I mean, they really do. They are so cheesy, these moments, if you don't see them in 3D. The performances, though, weren't good. At all. And I just could not believe that Oz, James Franco, the same guy who was in 127 Hours back in 2010, this was the same guy. He was just this different guy entirely, and it really did not feel to me like Raimi directed him at all during this movie, or anyone for that matter. Because some of Franco's takes, makes me wonder and a little scared as to what exactly the bad take looked like. This overall was just not a good movie, and I hate to have to say that. I do not get pleasure from reporting bad news. I never do. I wanted to like this movie, you know, I wanted to like it, but it was just so cheesy and over the top. And probably the worst part of it all was when someone, I won't say who, don't worry, but when a certain person turns into the evil witch, the makeup effects are laughable. And I had to stop myself from bursting out laughing more than a few times. Because you had this person in the costume and the makeup, and I don't know how much of it was CGI, if any of it was CGI, but most of it did look CGI, but you had this person in, you know, the getup, and it just looks ridiculous. And the saddest thing was that they were really, honest to goodness, trying to sell their character. And when they're doing that, and I'm trying to hold back laughter, it just doesn't work. It is not a good mix. But despite it being 90% CGI, the environment still looked beautiful. And just a heads up, doesn't matter if you see it in 3D or not, but just a heads up, the first, I want to say about 20 minutes, is presented in the 4:3 aspect ratio. But then, once we and Oz enter Oz, the screen slowly becomes 16:9 widescreen. That I thought was pretty cool and effective. Going from a black and white square screen to a wider screen, which was filled with color, was a nice touch. And it served the story. But sadly, overall, like I said, not a good movie. I cannot personally recommend it. 1.5 out of 5 stars. And here's a little fun fact. They're already working on the sequel. Wonderful. Thanks for your time. Have an awesome day.